Kim Goldin has developed an approach to parenting that she calls the two hands of parenting. So she talks about the two hands of parenting, and what she talks about is this one hand provides the connection. So this is the warmth, the interaction, the loving interactions between children and their caregivers, and the other hand is the correction. This is the hand that provides the boundaries, the routines, the structure that young children also need. Kim Goldin has devised 7 steps to connection with correction, and in my work with parents we've adapted this to call it the 7 C's of responding to behaviours. So the first step is just to clock it, just to notice what's happening. Do you need to step in to make the environment safe, or is it just some low-level behaviour that you can just distract or ignore? So step 2 is really important, is to calm yourself, to check whether your lid's flipped or whether you are feeling regulated and able to respond to what's happening in front of you. You might need to take 5 deep breaths. If there is someone else in the house, you might need to call on them for support. But it's about calming yourself first so that you're able to respond to the situation instead of react. So the third C is to calm your child. Is your child drowning in an emotional flood? Have they flipped their lids? And do they need your help to calm? Every child is different, every child is unique, so you will know as a parent what helps them calm. Some children like a touch or a hug, other children need a little bit of space and you sitting nearby to help them calm. The fourth C, I think, is one of the most important things we can do as parents or adults when we're trying to help children with their behaviours. The fourth C is curiosity. If we can be curious about some of the underlying reasons as to why our child is behaving in this way, it gives us lots of clues as to how to prevent those things happening again in the future, but also how to manage and respond to that behaviour in that given time. So one of the things we think about is us as parents being like deep sea divers. So if we've got an iceberg with some of those challenging behaviours on the tip of the iceberg, like shouting or screaming or hitting out, we need to go under the water there and have a look at some of those emotions and needs that are driving those behaviours. So a really helpful acronym to think about with children in the early years is HALT. So HALT stands for hungry, angry, lonely or tired. Is there any of those needs that need to be met, or is that contributing to some of those behaviours? It can be really helpful in ways to respond to those behaviours. So the fifth C is connect. So even if we are very good at being curious about the underlying causes to those behaviours or those unmet needs, we sometimes forget to actually tell the child that or say that out loud. So if we think a child is tired, we can say, I can see you're tired now, therefore maybe we should put these away and go and have a rest. Or I can see you're really sad because I've said no more biscuits, we'll have another one tomorrow. So it's really saying out loud, connecting that emotion to the child's behaviour, and this really helps children to develop their social, emotional development, also helps them to self-regulate in the future. So the sixth C is correction. So this is where that second hand of parenting comes in. Do we need to provide at this point, when we've calmed ourselves, calmed our child, do we need to provide an age-appropriate consequence? So for example, you hurt your brother with the toy is going away, or you put your wellies on or no park, the choice is yours. So children still need those boundaries and those age-appropriate consequences at times. The seventh C is to connect again. So you bring back that other hand of parenting, the connection. Once you've put that consequence in and you've stuck to that, you then reconnect with your child, maybe through a cuddle or reading a story together, but you don't keep going back to that behaviour and what happened. You be like Elsa and let it go.